In a quiet corner of the galaxy, on the planet Zephyria, the Zephyrians lived a peaceful life. They were a small, green-skinned species, known for their love of nature and simple living. One day, a Zephyrian scientist named Zala found a strange substance in the forest. It was unlike anything she had seen before. It was a thick black liquid, and it seemed to pulse with energy. Zala took a sample back to her lab to study it. She was curious, but also a little afraid. The substance didn't look natural, and she wondered if it could be dangerous. As she ran tests, she discovered that the liquid had strange properties. It could change shape and even move on its own. Zala knew she had to tell the council about her discovery. Zala, with her heart racing, hurried to the Zephyrian council, knowing that what she had discovered could be very important. The Zephyrian council was made up of the oldest and wisest members of their species. They had guided Zephyria through many challenges over the years, always with calm and wisdom. When Zala arrived and shared what she had found, the council members listened carefully, their expressions growing more serious with every word. Council leader Eno, the oldest and most respected of them all, finally spoke. His voice was calm, but there was a clear note of concern in his words. "We must be cautious," he said slowly. "This substance could be a threat to our planet. We cannot take any risks." The other council members nodded in agreement. They understood the seriousness of the situation. They knew that if the substance was dangerous, it could harm not only their environment, but also their people. However, they didn't want to cause panic among the Zephyrians, who had always lived in peace. The council decided that, for now, they would keep this discovery a secret until they knew more. They asked Zala to continue her research, but with great care. They wanted her to find out where the substance came from and what it was capable of. Eno added, "If this substance is harmful, we must find a way to stop it before it spreads. But we need to understand it first. Only then can we make the right decisions." Zala agreed and promised to be careful. She knew the weight of responsibility now rested on her shoulders. The council's concern made her realize just how serious the situation was. As she left the council chamber, Zala couldn't help but feel a deep sense of urgency. She knew that time was of the essence, and she needed to find answers quickly before the substance caused any more harm. As Zala continued her research on the strange substance, she began to notice alarming changes in the environment around her. The area where she first found the black liquid was now showing signs of decay. The vibrant plants that once flourished, they were starting to wither, their leaves turning brown and brittle. Zala knew these plants were very important to Zephyria's ecosystem, and seeing them die made her worry even more. Animals that lived near the contaminated area also began acting strangely. Normally gentle creatures became aggressive, attacking anything that came near them. Some animals even started showing signs of sickness, their movements slow and unsteady. Zala realized that the substance wasn't just dangerous, it was spreading rapidly and causing serious harm to both plants and animals. Zala hurried back to the council to share this new information. Her heart was heavy with fear as she presented her findings. "We have to act now," she urged. "The substance is spreading quickly, and it's poisoning our world. If we don't stop it soon, all of Zephyria could be in danger." The council members were shocked by Zala's report. They hadn't expected the situation to escalate so quickly. However, they were still unsure of what to do. The substance was unlike anything they had ever encountered before, and they didn't have a clear plan to stop it. Despite their fears, they knew they had to find a solution, and they decided to send out a call for help to neighboring planets, hoping someone might have the knowledge to stop the spread before it was too late. A few days after the council sent out a call for help, a strange ship arrived on Zephyria. It was sleek and silver, unlike any ship the Zephyrians had seen before. The ship landed gently in the main square, and from it emerged a tall, mysterious traveler. His skin was a shining silver, and his bright blue eyes seemed to hold 1,000 secrets. His name was Orin. Orin had heard the call for help and had come to offer his assistance. The council welcomed him cautiously, unsure of who he was or what he might know. But they were desperate for answers, and Orin seemed to have them. In a meeting with the council and Zala, Orin began to explain what he knew. "I've encountered this substance before," Orin said, his voice calm but serious. "It's called Morith. It's not a natural substance. It was created by a dangerous species known as the Drakar. The Drakar use Morith to weaken planets before they invade them. They spread it across a world, and it slowly poisons everything: plants, animals, even the air. It makes a planet sick and easy to conquer." The council members were shocked. They had heard stories of the Drakar, a ruthless species that traveled from planet to planet, taking over worlds. But they never thought the Drakar would come for Zephyria. The news that the Morith was a weapon made them realize just how serious the situation was. Council leader Enno looked at Orin with concern. "How do we stop it?" he asked, knowing that their planet was already in danger. Orin smiled slightly, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "I have a solution," he replied, "but it will take time and effort. We need to create a special device that can neutralize the Morith. This device will stop the Morith from spreading and help to purify your planet. But we must work together. The Drakar are dangerous, and if they find out what we are doing, they will try to stop us." Zala felt a mix of relief and worry. Relief because there was a way to stop the Morith, but worry because it sounded like a difficult and dangerous task. She knew she had to help, and she could see the determination in Orin's eyes. He was confident that they could save Zephyria, but only if they acted quickly and carefully. The council agreed to Orin's plan. They knew they had no other choice. The Morith was already spreading, and they had to stop it before it was too late. Orin and Zala began working on the device immediately, using all their knowledge and resources to create something that could protect their planet. As they worked, Orin shared more about the Drakar. He told Zala how the Drakar had used Morith on other planets, causing devastation and despair. But he also shared stories of how some planets had fought back and survived. These stories gave Zala hope, even as the situation grew more dire. Orin and Zala worked tirelessly to develop a plan to stop the Morith. They created a special device that could neutralize the substance and began to place these devices around the areas where the Morith was most concentrated. But as they worked, the Drakar arrived. A fierce battle ensued as the Zephyrians, with the help of Orin, fought to protect their planet. The Drakar were powerful, but they were not prepared for the resistance they faced. With Orin's guidance, the Zephyrians were able to push back the invaders and activate the devices. Slowly, the Morith began to lose its power. The plants started to grow again, and the animals returned to normal. The Drakar, realizing they were defeated, retreated. The Zephyrians were safe, but they knew they had to remain vigilant. The Drakar might return, and they needed to be ready. Zala thanked Orin for his help, and he promised to keep an eye on the Drakar in case they threatened Zephyria again. As Orin's ship left the planet, the Zephyrians looked to the future with hope, knowing they had the strength to protect their home.